Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Unfortunately, you'll have to go somewhere else for that. Shit. Partially because this model doesn't have that, and second, I don't want to do that, so yeah. But make sure that everything is looking alright. Oh, hey there, Pinnacle. Oh, you... Oh, that's right. Oh, are you in LA now? Because I know that you were... Or am I thinking of a different day of the week that you were heading out? Yep. Hello. Wait, no, I'm thinking of next week, right? Monday morning. Okay, yeah. Whoops. I was mistaken. That's... Yeah. Yeah, I was like, I don't... Never mind, I don't know what I'm rambling now. I don't know what I'm talking about. I hope you're having a good day or night, depending on what parts of the world y'all live in. I wonder if... Oh, that's right. I forgot someone. Oh, okay. Sorry, I was just reading something. I don't really have too much to talk about right now. If anyone has any things that they want to share. Oh yeah, was the ball fun? Still low-key surprised that you guys call it a ball, but... What did you do there? Were there any, like... It's so hard to get a good angle for the avatar. Okay, I think this will do for now. I'm not gonna be too picky. Yeah, I just had a very slow day today. I was just kind of hanging around at home, and I've been just... Yeah. Yeah, I didn't really do that much. I've been doing some things that are, let's just say, personal to me, but that isn't anyone's business. So, yep. There's a dancing in a photo booth and you got a photo. Nice. Well, okay, there's something that I've been meaning to mention that that had crossed my mind for the past month. The month of May in particular. A little over 1 year ago is when I started my YouTube channel. And the first video that I had ever made was a reaction to some DDR challenge charts. And then I made miscellaneous videos for several months until my avatar was done. And that's when I started streaming. So, happy 1 year anniversary. I don't remember what day of the month that video was uploaded, but I do know that it was in May. Oh, yeah, I saw that. Very nice. But, yeah, 1 year anniversary. I should do a 1 year anniversary stream at some point, but it would have to be, like, in advance. I mean, I could wait until... When did I start actually streaming? September? It's been so long. But, so yeah. I haven't been keeping track of my metrics though. I don't know how many subscribers I have yet, but once we get, at this point, I'm just waiting to get 500 so that we can start doing channel members. You have the one next Sunday? Alright. Get what you gotta do. Yeah, anyone else have any stories or whatever that they would like to share before we move on? I don't really have anything else to talk about. But regarding, I wouldn't know how to plan for something like that. I wish that I had remembered. I could have sworn that I didn't start making videos until June or even July, but it was May. Time flies, as they say. Time flies when you're having fun. Although, it's more just busy work than anything else, making videos and stuff. But it's been fun overall, even if it's been making me very, very busy the past half a year, if anything. Oh, what do you have to recommend? I'm all for any and all recommendations. I wonder if Jackal will be able to show up because no. If you look by the title of the stream, Alan Becker has made episode 13 of Animator versus Animation, and like last year, at the end of last year, we marathoned the entire series up to episode 12, and I remember being hooked onto it, and I thought it was a lot of fun. So it's about time that we started continuing on with, I don't even remember what happened last time. We watched it all at once as a sort of movie night, and it's been so long and I don't even remember. I wanted to watch all of the Minecraft ones, but it was taking a long time and it just never finished it. We could at some point, but just not right now. But if you have a recommendation, then feel free to let me know. Going out for lunch and get some ice cream. We don't have any ice cream here at home. We have a lot of sherbet, but no ice cream. You almost forgot. Oh Lord, yeah. They recently uploaded episode 13, which I'm very excited to take a look at. So, and I think Jackal was the one that recommended it to me like way back then, so I can't wait to check it out. And then I've got some other miscellaneous things that we can take a look at. I've been going back, I've been watching more Nile Red, Nile Blue videos. And I've been crunchy parents. The hell does that even mean? How to lose custody for dummies. Dead babies are normal? Excuse me? Okay. I guess we could take a look at that later, but no, that thumbnail told me everything that I needed to know. I guess we'll have to figure out what makes them crunchy, but... And then you had some cake at the ball. Well, at least someone had some fun. Alright, but before we actually take a look at the animated versus animation video, I've been saving these for these for a while. I wanted to take a live reaction at some of these new DDR charts that were added. This one is a song that was added for Galaxy Play, which is too expensive for me to do right now, so I can't unlock them. But this one's available, but this is a new chart available by default. Parents that are concerned about their kids' health. Like, they're too strict about what they can and can't do. I see. We'll definitely check that out. But this song is this is a new challenge chart for a VTuber song that got added not too long ago. And apparently it's a shock arrow chart in a level 13. I was half expecting it to be a 16 or a 17, but a shock arrow 13 is not too bad. So I guess we could take a look at this one first. See what's up with it. It took me a few tries to do the expert chart. The expert chart's a 14, but... Silent Flame Never Fades, and this is Shida Nui Flair, the VTuber. I think she works with... I don't remember which VTuber agency she's a part of, but... I think she's HoloLive, but I don't remember.
Let's dance.
Okay, this type of pattern can be hard, but it's not terribly difficult. You have to make sure that you put your foot back to the center, or at least try to jump over it. Hopefully this doesn't get copy claimed. I doubt that it will, but... So far it seems pretty basic. And then some little isolated gallops. Oh, that one might actually be a little tricky. Okay, the pattern that came before it needs to be crossed over for this gallop to flow perfectly. Otherwise, it would have to be either double stepped or foot switched. These shock arrows are pretty easy to avoid. Or at least they seem that way, but... especially since in this version the shock arrows have much better timing. Okay, that part you gotta watch out for. This isn't actually that bad. It's pretty simple. At least as far as shock arrow charts go. Oh yeah, fun fact about this song. This song was made by one of the producers for Fripside, whose song Only My Railgun we took a look at yesterday. So it definitely sounds like Only My Railgun, but... And that's that. And then we can look at this other song. I don't know what that kanji says. The Remy Wiki has yet to update its section about the Galaxy Brave. Let me see if it's actually there now. Of course, it has to freeze up on me. I don't know if it's... There we go. Thank you. It's still not listed. I don't know if this is a new song, but I think that might say Oni, but I can't tell. This expert chart's a 14, but the challenge chart's an 18. What did it say the speed was again? Oh my god, of course it has to go to 213. That means the 18's gonna be a pain in the ass. At least for me.
It's the beat.
Okay, then it speeds up right away. This is definitely an Asaki song. It sounds like how to make... It sounds like the Rice song. Nothing too crazy besides those green notes. And then that slows down. So far, nothing seems too terribly difficult besides the green notes.
Ow! You got the crowd on fire.
Oh, and then there's that now. That adds a little bit of difficulty, too.
400 combo. Is there an earthquake or something? Because this party is cracking. Groovy.
Oh, now that ending, if you're not prepared for that slowdown, it's gonna throw you off. How does that go? Da da da. Okay, so it's just triplets. I can't actually tell what that's supposed to be. Okay, now let's check out the challenge chart, which is probably going to be very crazy. I'm expecting lots of very fast 16th notes. And then it starts right away about what I expected. And then we gotta have some step jumps just for good measure. And here we have a small break. That could be hard to read, that slow part. So far, there aren't too many difficult patterns. It's just very fast. And then we gotta have a long drill and some step jumps. Okay, that pattern might be a little difficult. But that pattern might be a little tricky too. Okay, then those triples need to be crossed over. And those two. Da 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 da. Okay, in terms of the patterns, it's not too difficult, but it's gonna be the sheer speed of the 16th notes that'll be the that'll be the issue.
Story, full combo glory.
And there we go. Unlock the chalice chart. Okay, now time to move on. Now let's finally take a look at the machine. Episode 13 of Animator versus Animation. I do not remember what happened in the previous episode, and I do not remember everything that happened within the first 12, so hopefully there will be certain things that jog my memory. I remember there's the 4 different colors. There's the second coming, who was the orange one. The original one was... I don't remember what the original drawing was. Victim. It was Victim. He was gray, I think, and then there was the chosen one, who was black, but he was absent for a lot of the story until towards this part, but the victim ended up making a return in either the... It's been so long, I don't remember everything, but hopefully I'll have my memory jogged. Yes, I remember this facility. I think they were all sneaking around for... No, I wish I remembered what was going on. Oh yeah, yellow was... I don't remember what they were doing, but... Nice. Oh, and there's the second coming. He was yes, he was locked in this cage, and I don't remember why. And then they all reunite because they were all friends with each other. Oh, and who's the... Oh, and then there's... Oh, I completely forgot about this guy. I don't even remember who this was. I remember this guy. I don't remember his name. One of these is victim, and the others, I don't remember. I might have to rewatch everything at some point, at least on my own. Oh, that, I think the black, yeah, you're so out of the loop. Yeah, so am I. I think the black one was the chosen one. And then there's a gray one that was victim. I can't remember everything that happened, so I'm kind of right with you. All personnel. Oh, I forgot about this guy too. I don't even remember who this is. I don't remember who this is either. Oh, that's right. They were all fighting the main group. They were all fighting the main group. Oh, and okay, now I remember them. Did they fight in the previous episode? Yeah, they're all heading to that room. Oh, we're gonna do some... Yeah, that's right. Now I remember the gimmicks of this world. Yes, they pick a color, and then they make themselves that color, yes. But how are they gonna remember what they are? If they'll remember. Oh, no. Oh, nice. But they have to keep their colors. Okay, there's victim and... Yeah, that's victim. That's the chosen one, and I don't remember who that is, but I do know that he was one of the main bad guys. That's... Structural integrity. Yes, okay, I remember all of this. I remember the various fight scenes that took place. Yes. Yes, I remember this. Super speed. Oh, I see what they're trying to do. They're gonna use his power to resurrect a whole bunch of characters. Oh, I forgot about that girl. That's right. He was with some other drawings and some other computer, and they tried to start a life together, but then the chosen one and that red one caused a whole lot of ruckus and bullshit and destroyed the place that they lived in. If I can remember, I remember something vaguely like that. Just received, okay. Okay, so now he's making clones of himself. What is he making? What the hell is this? Oh, is that the chamber that he's gonna put? Apparently that used a lot of his energy. Clap, clap, clap. Oh, and yeah, I think... Oh yeah, and I think red is trying, and I think the red one here is trying to double cross him. Oh, he knows. Oh, he knows it's them. Either that or... We're gonna harness his power. Do they have to stick to the plan? So he just has all access to it. And he wants to bring back his beloved. Is that her? Is it even the same quote-unquote person? Would she even remember? Or... Hey there, Harley. No, just because you cloned someone doesn't mean that it's the exact same person as it once was. It's just gonna be a completely different person with a completely new brain and consciousness. You could bring the body, but not the memories. Unless there was something wrong. Oh, was that all his doing? Because that's right, when they died, when the four colors died in battle and he brought them back, they came back with all their memories, but there must be something in the way. Unless she has to come back slowly. Oh, he has to piece the memories back together. Oh. Oh, and there it is. And he remembers that it was the second coming that... No, that's the chosen one who did all of this destruction and caused her to die. And he was partnering with him. I don't even remember what his name is. So now the realization comes. The Dark Lord, yes, that was his name. Okay, now it's all coming back to me. Yes, the Chosen One and the Dark Lord destroyed this plate. Oh, this was Newgrounds. Yes, this was the Newgrounds website. Oh my god, it's all coming back to me. And the both of them just teamed up in order to try to destroy it. And now Victim has come to the realization. And he just stands. And so it begins. Nah, that's his fight. Let's go. Kill that guy from the... I've never seen the amazing Digital Circus yet. I probably could at some point, but it's got one of those fan bases, so... I guess this is their chance to save the second coming. Oh no. And they've been found out. The others are being, yeah. Jeez. Knocked his head clean off. Nah, this is crazy. Of course, the Dark Lord is the one that's able to just do away with all of them. Oh no. This is a trick. Intense battle of the centuries, yes. It's the battle of the victim versus the Dark Lord. The things people do for love and hatred. It's gonna happen to everyone now. Oh, did he take his... Oh no, okay. Now he's just throwing everything at him. It's not very effective, it seems. Damn! Oh no. Well, well, well. Not so high and mighty now, motherfucker. All he wanted was her back. But the Dark Lord had other plans. She remembers now. With this last dying breath. Okay, is he back now? Oh no. Someone just drinking. Oh, yeah, take that guy out because he was... Oh, God. Okay. So the Dark Lord created a clone of Victim, and now it obeys the Dark Lord's every command. That's not Victim anymore. Oh, and the Dark Lord's excited. I don't even remember her name. They haven't... It looks like they're not even getting a new boss. They're all just getting terminated. It looks like he just simply does not care. And so he's making oh my God. Now they're all being damn. They're all being replaced with subservient clones. Oh, he's got that thing now. They can't. Oh, they better figure out how to get it working. Oh. Oh shit. I'm gonna launch a nuke? Is that really the only way? even animated a shockwave. And of course, he survived. All that's left is the lone pencil. And it looks like it's gonna be in her hands. To be continued. This was 8 months in the making. I guess we'll see what happens then. Very well then. I will be right back. And then we will continue on. Alright, I'm back. We should take a look at Drake and Josh Gary Coleman grills. Just for the lulz. Except I'm not going to do that because I don't want Viacom to get on my ass. And then I have this video saved for later if we have time to get to it. Because I want to see him make pop rocks with a bomb. Okay. I think we could go ahead and move on with this video that Pinnacle recommended about how to lose custody for dummies. The Crunchy Mom Cult, where this lady said that dead babies are normal, and then this other lady said that she never put sunscreen on her 2-year-old, says the severely sunburnt mom. I have no idea what we're getting into with this one, but I guess it's never too late to check. So let's go ahead and jump right in, and we'll see just how much of a cult that these mamas might be.
Welcome back to the light side of the internet. I recently learned about the term crunchy mom, and honestly, it
I just learned about the term crunchy mom, so
kind of confuses me because they seem to hate everything that's actually crunchy. Doritos? Good luck getting that through mom. Hot Cheetos? Very crunchy. Do you know how much Red 40 is in that? Captain Crunch?
I'm sure.
Are you kidding me? Now
A chocolate crunch bar.
go finish your unsweetened steel cut oats and raw milk. Drink up now, that raw milk
Mo.
lasts forever. Like it actually might go bad in like 5 minutes. But what confused me more was that I was under the impression that crunchy moms did everything to better their children's lives, practicing eco-conscious.
That's what they say. They always say that they're trying to make things better when really they're just trying to draw attention to themselves.
And holistically healthy lifestyles. Kind of like those hippie van life families that you always see. So how does
I've never seen any of those hippie van life families, so...
healthy go from this?
But my mom is basically the definition of crunchy, so let me show you what's in her house.
Duh.
She makes her own toothpaste, mouthwash, and lotion, and uses a bamboo toothbrush, along with plant-based bamboo Q-tip.
To this.
I mean, something like that. I've always wanted to try making like my own soap and other things like that, but apparently it's become devolved.
Adult life, speaking out against
They have spent their entire...
the and violations of industrial obstetric birth.
What the hell is industrial obstetric birth, and why the hell is it being sexualized?
And exposing the many ways that institutional birth represents the most successful and universalized form of sexual and large-scale mind control programming that has ever existed.
Well,
What the hell is she even talking about?
it's actually really simple. This is a slope.
It's rise over run. That's how you calculate slope. And you could also, and a derivative is the slope of a tangent line. Which in this case, the slope is what, in this case, the derivative is whatever the slope itself is.
A slippery one. At the core of the crunchy mom lifestyle, it is rooted in a deep care and love for their kids. They take all the steps of minimizing the risk of modern life to protect their children, not wanting them to be exposed to microplastics, for example, and toxic chemicals that are in a lot of the things that we do interact with day to day. But
Right. If I had kids, I'd keep them away from tablets until they're at least 10.
as I research this, there seemed to be
Maybe at least until middle school.
a spectrum of how crunchy a mom was. And as I dove further down this rabbit hole, what originally was love and care for their children twisted into something way darker. Kind of like staying up so late that instead of the night getting darker, the night gets lighter.
No shit, I know that feeling all too well, especially as the summer approaches.
Not that you would understand though. She actually doesn't believe in globe theory.
I don't even know what that is.
But to get a good picture, let's start at the top of this rabbit hole. Crunchy mom things I have around the house that would send regular people in a coma. I think
Would
she meant
they?
into a coma. You're gonna realize that this is not just gonna be a lapse in grammar. Shower filter. A shower filter to remove chlorine and heavy metals from the water. It cleared up my acne within a couple of weeks. You know, this
I mean, that would make sense. I remember watching some article on like or watching some portion of local news or something like that say that like plastic shower thingies can cause a lot of dust and other things to build up, and they can make you sick. And that metal ones are much better.
I like this. I'm fine with this. This is good. I might use this myself. Wi-Fi switch. The Wi-Fi turns off every night at 9 p.m. We're already exposed to enough EMF radiation during the day. No need for it while sleeping.
Try doing that with an iPad, kid. I don't think it's gonna go over that well.
I mean, I don't really care about the EMF radiation part, but this would prevent a lot of those 12 to 1 a.m. doom scrolling sessions that I do way too frequently.
Which is why I don't doom scroll at all. I don't doom scroll. I boredom scroll. I try to look for something interesting on YouTube and just see where it goes from there. And make you think of r/insane parents.
Like this as well. Old school full metal razors only. No hormone disrupting strips. But this
What the hell does that even mean? What the hell is a hormone disrupting strip?
is good too. I personally also use a full metal safety razor. Yeah, none of these are sending me into a coma yet.
Reusable toilet paper.
Oh, hell no. I mean, I'm sure there are parts of the world where...
No regular bleached toilet paper here. It's all reusable to keep your pH levels balanced.
They don't even use soap. All they do is run it through some water.
Yeah, you're supposed to use soap.
They don't even.
I think South Park, in that one episode that they had with the Japanese toilet, who was it? One of the boys mentioned that in other countries, they just use soap and water instead of toilet paper.
Use bleach. This is the one time that I really hope something is AI. Because where do the dirty parts go? Do you have to just stay there smelling all the previous shit stains that are on this reusable
I think you're just supposed to wash it.
toilet paper roll? Oh my god. Once a week?
You'd need...
My
No, you need like multiples of those if you're going to do it that way.
lactose intolerant ass would go through a roll of that a day. At best, 3 days of usage. And yes, I did want to start us off on the most tame of these examples. And you're
And this was tame, huh?
gonna realize that this format, things I have around the house that would send regular people into a coma. And it's funny that they phrase it this way because they know it's weird. It's almost as a way to one-up each other. This reminds me of like when I was a little
Yeah, the bidet. Yeah.
kid, and this is a boys experience only, so girls here just don't mind this. When you went to the bathroom at school and there were urinals and there's another kid standing next to you, there would always be this unspoken competition between the two to see
Well, I've never felt that way. I just wanted to take a piss.
who could pee the hardest. This is
No.
like that, except if one of the kids peed so hard that he peed into his own mouth and went around bragging
What boys have ever done that in the bathrooms?
to everyone that they want. Yeah, you might have peed the hardest, but who really won here? Piss drinker? This is just absolutely terrifying. If I was ever a guest at their place and I had to blow up the toilet, which happens more frequently than you would think, I fear that I may have to distract myself from the fact that there is about 4 days worth of other people's shit smears about a foot away from me while I
Yeah. She's not a mean person. She cares about you greatly. She'll defend you if someone mocked you for that. Both of my parents are more or less the same way. If anyone tries to mess with me and or my siblings, oh, my mom will come down on you like there's no tomorrow.
I'm trying to poop myself. And you know what? What better way to distract myself from that than with today's sponsor, Free Cash. I've always heard this
No.
saying that money doesn't grow on trees.
No, we're not doing free cash. I don't support.
Joke out of the way. Let's move on to something that probably prevents you from doing so. Pooping, that is.
So I
Let's take Crunchy Mom vent session. Oh yeah, you're on TikTok.
walked into daycare today and I saw like chips and Sunny D orange juice on the table.
Yeah,
And my son's daycare teacher is like, oh, we're gonna have a movie day this afternoon and have snacks and watch a movie. And I'm
that sounds like fun. I mean, we did that all the time in elementary school and even well into high school sometimes.
like, okay, so the chips, by the way, were Cheetos, Doritos, and popcorn.
We usually had popcorn more than it. We used to have like popcorn parties.
And then the Sunny D orange juice. I'm like, why on earth are you feeding my kid this? Like,
Oh no. Someone save these kids from the cruel, poisonous evil that is Sunny D. Okay, like
I mean, there is a lot of sugar. I might imagine there's a lot of sugar in it, and the chips. I mean, and the chips and stuff probably have a lot of salt, but they're just being used for snacks.
I get, you know, as somewhat contextual. Okay, I'm contextualizing here. I'm trying to put myself in her shoes. Her size 2 shoes. Sunny D, I think, is objectively bad for you. We can all agree
You could say the same thing about a majority of fruit juices.
on that. I'm not gonna give her shit for that. Sunny D, I don't think it can even be called juice. That's why it's called Sunny D.
No, I remember the commercials for Sunny D, and they always say contains 5% juice.
Has to be advertised as a bright orange citrusy punch
Yeah.
liquid. I'm serious about that. You can go look that up.
Yeah, it's an orange drink. It's just like Yoo-Hoo chocolate. It's not a chocolate. When I first had one, I thought it was a chocolate milk, but it's actually a chocolate drink. And so, yeah.
So I acknowledge Sunny D, not the best for you or your kids. TV, not the best for you or your kids. But like,
Yeah.
sometimes the fun decisions aren't the healthiest decisions. Sunny D's good. I love Sunny D as a kid.
You never had Sunny D? I've had it maybe once. I don't remember, though. It's been so long. We were always a Capri Sun family. We always bought Capri Suns. Although, allegedly, the real pronunciation is Capri Sun, since it's a German company, so it would be Capri Sun.
I could go on like a rampage.
Yeah, have a lot of sugar and cake biscuits and fizzies. Oh, you mean like oh, you guys call sodas fizzies? Yeah, it sounds like a scam.
About this, but I'm just like, I wanted to say something so bad and be like, don't give my kid this, but
Well, then you should have said something then.
he's old enough now to where he would totally feel left out.
And I do want to say,
I'd imagine that.
I do like how she let her kid do this still, because I think at this age, feeling included and feeling like you're part of a community and you're
Yeah, that's always kind of a big deal as a kid.
building these friendships is more important than just absolute health maxing. You have all your life to be healthy. Okay, one afternoon of eating snacks is not gonna kill you. And this is American daycare. All right, this is already like one of the most underfunded portions of daycare. Whole grain organic foods is more expensive than Doritos. Okay?
Not everyone can afford good for you food. Maybe you should check your privilege, to quote Gumball Watterson.
I feel like Doritos is just more the fiscally responsible choice at this point. Like, what do you expect this is? A Michelin star restaurant? Table 3, 55 cheeseburgers, 50.
Personally, if it were up to me, I'd get some baked cheese lays. I could eat those all day.
5 tacos and 55 french fries. What are you looking
Or even some pretzels.
at me for? Unhealthy? Sunny D? I'm a chef. I smoke 3 packs of cigarettes a day. But This is just a concerned parent caring for their child. At the core of it, this comes from a place of love, even if
Right.
it is a little helicopter parenting. Actually, helicopters make toxic fumes. Maybe like a really annoying mosquito at night
Oh, Lord of mercy.
parenting.
Here's some things I do as a crunchy
Oh, it's things to do as a crunchy.
mom that would send a non-crunchy person into a coma. My toddler is not allowed to eat food dyes. He is almost 3 and he has never had food dye in his life. And if I have anything to say about it, he will not have food dyes for a very long time.
There it is again.
Okay, then.
Except
Well, it depends on what you mean by food dyes. What if it's a dye that naturally occurs? Like, if you were to extract the orange from that carrot and then you used it to make something else. I mean, they call it carotene. There's a reason why it's called carotene for a reason. So, yeah.
do you actually use the right grammar?
My entire family wear organic underwear and we always sleep in
What the hell is organic underwear? And what would make it not organic?
organic sheets at home. If we go to
Is she talking about using something that isn't like a synthetic fiber?
a birthday party or somewhere where there's going to be a treat, my toddler gets to pick a special treat from home that doesn't have like high fructose corn syrup and additives and chemicals and food dyes, and he brings it to the party and he gets to eat it when it's treat time. I haven't worn perfume in 5 years. We spent a lot of money buying organic mattresses for ourselves and our
I'm not even.
What is she? I don't even know what she's saying at this
I
point.
don't even know what she's saying right now. All I can focus on is a knife in her hand. You cannot
Eh.
preach about safety and health and wellness while
I was focusing on the chopping of the carrots.
you're waving a knife around like it's a fucking magic wand in Harry Potter. I'm gonna show you guys how to actually properly handle a knife. Okay, come with me.
I don't need.
Okay,
No, I don't think so.
here is a cooking lesson. Don't do that with your knife, actually. Here
So, yeah, so you say.
is how to properly use a knife in the kitchen. We're gonna take this really old and disgusting banana that I have had in the fridge for about 2 weeks now. First, take the knife, okay? Hold it closer to the blade so you have more control. And next, and this is actually the most important part, you wanna hold the banana with your fingers kind of like this. So do you see this? Holding the banana like this? You see that? Okay, good, we're on the same page. You take the knife, you hold the banana like that, and you make sure that the blade edge is actually touching your knuckles.
No.
That way,
I don't think that's
you
how
can cut very efficiently and
Is
always
it?
cut away from you without any
Oh, I
risk
see. Never mind.
to actually chopping any of your fingers off. Boom, see?
I
You
see.
how fast and easy that was? I don't know why she's doing that. I don't
It's because reasons. That's why.
get that. We're trying to be crunchy moms here, okay? Not have crunchy fingers. Anyways, go show this to your toxic ex if you have one.
If my kids are sick, before I even think about giving them medicine, I will take them outside in the grass, have them sit down, bring them a blanket, get them in the sunshine. If that doesn't work, we will try a detox bath. And of course, if they are truly sick, I will give them medicine, but that is a last resort for us.
That's
I don't even know what she just said.
so mean to your kids. Come on. God help these guys if they have allergies.
I have no idea what this
Oh, Lord have mercy.
doesn't work. You guys have everything you need, you know, sun in your skin, wind in your hair, feet,
Yeah, I don't think sunlight alone is gonna do it.
oil, like all grass and stuff. Like, you guys should be photosynthesizing. I don't know why you guys are still sick.
I do not let my kids have sugar until they are 2 years old. That is including their birthday cake. So for their first birthday party, I will make them a smash cake that doesn't have sugar and that's home.
What is a smash cake?
Something tells me they're not gonna get sugar after 2 either.
I recently have been on a plastic detox journey and I threw away all of my kids' clothes that were not 100% cotton. I had so many clothes that were 100% polyester, which essentially means 100% plastic. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't really want my kids playing and sweating in clothes that are plastic and then their skin soaking up.
Okay,
I don't even know what. I still don't know what she's talking about.
this is kind of the point I wanted to make with this clip. Again, this is all rooted in care and nurturing for their children, but it's kind of
Yeah, but there's a fine line between genuine care and just being whatever the hell that was.
it's like almost misunderstanding of science that bothers me. And not only
Yeah, that too.
bothers me, but leads them down this path of not really verifying what they're saying and
Oh, so this is an anti-vaxxer type thing.
kind of accepting it if it just kind of sounds right. So I'll actually break down the studies for you. Polyester clothes, yes, those are plastic. If you didn't know, these are fully synthetic stuff made from fossil fuels. Now, when you sweat in polyester clothes, there are microplastics that leach off. However,
What up, sheeple? We're looking at something about crunchy moms.
those microplastics never really breach your skin barrier. I think the real danger
Yeah, I don't think that's how. Yeah.
of polyester clothes a lot of the time actually comes from the chemicals that are used to treat them. I myself have a whole assortment of polyester and cotton clothes, new natural linens, fibers. I don't wear
Yeah.
cotton for the
Do when you talk too fast.
health. I wear it because it's steezy. But still, it's spreading this almost kind of factual
I don't know nothing about how fabrics work. I'm not really into that kind of thing.
information without actually going into the science of it and without fully understanding what you're trying to say. And that's fine when it comes to advice like this, but it does get really tricky once you're trying to pseudoscience your way into an explanation to influence some other people,
Yeah.
like this next person here. But before we do that,
Okay. Oh no.
cotton clothes are expensive. All right, natural fibers, super expensive. If you are looking for polyester clothes that don't leach chemicals into your skin, look for these labels on clothing, and you should be mostly fine.
I wouldn't know. Oh, and so
Celery powder. That's
The hell is...
It's just hidden nitrates. They call it natural. It's not. Citric acid, usually GMO corn derived, using black mold, a gut irritant.
I think what...
The amateur scientist in me wants to roll its eyes. Celery powder, which I've never even heard of until now. It sounds like it should come from celery, which is something that occurs in nature. I mean, never mind the fact that celery is negative calories, so it doesn't even have that much value to it. Citric acid being a gut irritant. Well, citric acid is something that also occurs in nature. Why do you think they call it citrus fruit?
drives a lot of what crunchy moms do and why they do the things they do is not necessarily a lack of critical thinking, but it's more of a fear of the unknown. We humans are naturally afraid of the unknown. Like, we don't like the dark. We don't like scary forests because we don't know what's in there. But for things like this, just because you can't pronounce something doesn't mean it's bad.
No kidding.
Natural flavors, an industry term that can mean literally dozens of undisclosed additives.
She's making it sound like they're putting poison ivy extract in these things.
Paprika, chili, nightshades. Gone for anyone doing AIP or gut.
You lost me at paprika. I'm sorry. You don't like spices in your food? Salt and pepper is good enough for you? I don't know. As someone who has a little bit of melanin in their skin, I can't stand it.
I don't even remember what paprika tastes like.
This advice. I'm sorry. This is just fear-mongering without actual understanding.
No, you can even tell by the way that she's speaking, and no, it's making me feel things that I really don't want to right now.
I'll concede the celery powder point. I did actually look into that, and celery powder is a way to introduce nitrates into cured meats. But also the solution is just to not eat cured meats.
Yeah, just don't eat it.
Don't feed those to your kids. I don't know. But it's really just the way she's talking that's so funny to me. Because if you
the way she's it's funny to him, but it's frustrating to me.
Use her tone to describe anything. Yeah, anything sounds scary. Puppies? You mean micro wolf? Wild animal?
Oh. Did you really have to use this? Something that for individuals like me might be a little risque, but there isn't a legal definition of natural flavor. I'm just trying to not speak too much, except I'm ready for the clippers to take it out of context.
Why would you introduce a wild animal into your house? Honey? You mean bee vomit? How can you introduce something that another animal threw up to your baby? And I love how she just throws out mold as kind of like a punch term. You know what other foods involve mold? Cheese.
Yeah, various cheeses. I mean, people like putting mushrooms on things.
Tofu, soy sauce, which I know you probably wouldn't be familiar with because your version of seasoned is pan-fried instead of boiled.
I couldn't find a single one I was actually happy with, so I made one. Pasture-raised beef, heart, liver, live.
Yes.
You don't usually want to use heart and liver and something like that. I mean, is there liver and chopped chicken liver? Because that's what's on a Louis Anderson, and all that food gave Bobby Hill gout.
It was an ad the entire time. My meat stick is better than your meat stick.
My meat stick is better than yours. My meat stick is better than yours. Say that to someone who's gay, and they'll probably like it.
All right, you just have meat stick envy.
Pfizer, we have new Lyme vaccine. Me, yeah, no thanks. Add witch hazel in an amber bottle.
What is witch hazel?
Witch. This just kind of proves my point. There is no vaccine for the Lyme disease. You made up a problem and now you're fear-mongering over it. I feel like this video would have been better if you said, I refuse to use traditional insect repellent because it has a lot of toxic chemicals in it. That actually has, that's legitimate. It kind of does go to my second point of there are trade-offs to everything. Which one is worse for you? Chemicals and bug repellent or West Nile virus?
Oh shit, no, he's making a good point.
I think I know which one I'm choosing. It's kind of like the whole conversation with Adderall and long-term effects. Because I stopped taking drug breaks, whatever you call it, because the scientific literature actually says that it doesn't really do anything for me. And
does it? Hello, clock.
I just feel like shit on Saturdays and Sundays when I used to not take them. My algorithm kind of caught on to the fact and started giving me all these videos on the long-term effects of taking stimulants for your ADHD. And all of them
I've never had to take anything like that, and hopefully I won't have to.
Came to higher blood pressure, hypertension, elevated heart rate. But like I said,
she's using, I don't even know what witch hazel is.
It is a trade-off. I am trading probably 10 to 15 years of my life for a much better quality of life while I am alive. I can deal with the hypertension later. Okay, okay? I want to live my life well right now. And I want you to remember this point of trade-offs when we look at this person.
Oh
Things
no.
I do as a semi-crunchy mom
Semi-crunchy.
that I feel like some moms would go in spiral. For example, we're at the beach. Don't put sunscreen on my daughter or myself. Never have.
Hit the thumbs up. Yes, everyone, please hit the thumbs up so that we can, so that the algorithm promotes all my junk.
There's like so many toxins in there that you can't even pronounce. Like, if I can't pronounce the ingredients or if I can't eat it, it's not going on my daughter.
What the Who in their right mind would eat sunscreen? Who in their right mind would eat any ointment? Even if it was technically edible, why would you want to eat it in the first place?
And I've never worn sunscreen.
Yeah, I can tell. Your nose is very red.
And I'm fine.
You never worn
You're fine. Yeah, come back when the skin cancer pops up.
sunscreen, you say. Yeah, I can tell. You're not fine. You have the skin texture of a vintage Louis Vuitton bag.
I mean, people talk about wanting to get themselves a tan, but I don't think that's what they meant.
At least use beef tallow. Oh, you can pronounce that, right? And
Really, beef tallow works that well?
it's so much worse because this is something that she's putting on and educating her daughter to do. Being at the beach and being outside all the time without sunscreen is objectively bad.
It's a play. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Am I back yet? OBS disconnected, and so I had to restart it. Can you guys see me or hear me? Is everything working now? Alright. Very nice. The multi-chat won't reconnect. So let me try to bring it back up. I don't know why that happened. I don't know why that happened, but... Oh, and I just realized something, but it's not really that important. Let me know if it... Okay. I really don't want to have to reset the frickin' thing over here, but I might have to. No, it was on my end, Brett. Why did it sign out? Yes, this one. Oh, I don't know what happened there. Lord have mercy. I'll try this one more time. the chat application that I use is not connecting to my YouTube account. So I'll try it. I tried to reconnect it and it wouldn't, so I'm trying it one more time. Fine, forget you then. Alright. Okay, I guess we'll have to go without it for now. It's gonna be a little lonely, but I can still watch it here. But it was on my end. I might have to make a new widget or something. I might have to make a new source using YouTube chat directly, but I don't know how to do that. Or at least I forgot how to do it. Okay. So Jackal was talking about prohibition used for industrial purposes, but then they tried to poison it. Let me rewind this so I remember what it was that we were talking about.
I'm not anti-doctor, I'm just pro-money.
The sun literally
Oh, that's right. We were talking about the sun. Yeah, I mean, vitamin D is good for you, but you can still get skin cancer.
has so many good nutrients for you. I don't know why you...
Yeah, dimethyl polysiloxane. I'm assuming that's how you would say it.
want to block.
This is so bad. This is like a baby versus a hydrogen bomb. No, actually,
No, it's not a baby. It's not. No, it's a hydrogen baby versus a coughing bomb.
no, it's so much worse than that. This is like a baby versus 1.65 octillion tons of hydrogen. That's like,
Sure.
I don't know, at least 3 hydrogen bombs. Yes, the sun has nutrients, vitamin D.
Yes, that's about it. It's got all these other things that yes, it is one of many, many reasons that there's even life on Earth, but there are other reasons that there are life on Earth that have nothing to do with the sun.
That's about it. But we're not plants. Okay, we don't photosynthesize. We
Photosynthesis, to quote SpongeBob SquarePants.
need food for I don't know what this ass argument is against sunscreen. And this is where you crest from trying to be healthy and mindful of the stuff that you give to your children into full fear-driven anti-science babble. And it was in this deep part of the rabbit hole where I bump into Bauhaus Mom.
Bauhaus. Well, first of all, you say Bauhaus as if it was German. So this should really be Frau, which is the German word for wife. I mean, there is the German word Weibe, but I think in German it evolved into a swear word, unless I'm thinking of the Dutch equivalent. Your mall had the tanning machines in the middle of an open floor.
Monday Norris Clark, aka Bauhaus Mom on Instagram, is a self-proclaimed not an expert, and yet somehow makes millions of dollars every year posing as a knowledgeable source of information. She preaches to her followers to not trust medicine or medical professionals, to avoid getting ultrasounds for their babies.
Does Ray Like Sunshine make the connection to anti-vaxxers?
Ultrasound
She looks like that kind of lady.
and fetal surveillance technology quite frequently. And all of these diagnostic and surveillance methodologies carry risk. And I talk about those risks a lot, and for me, those risks they're just far too great.
Because what she believes in is sovereign birth, aka free birth or wild birth or completely unsupervised births.
I'm pretty sure even in ancient times there would be someone making sure that the birth goes smoothly.
Babies, right? For the safety of the children, think of the children. And what I could really glean from watching
It's always about the children. When you see this cartoon or when you see some TV show about, they always like, think about the children. Except you use the children to squeeze into places that you normally wouldn't reach. And then you get told that this is a load of barnacles. And then cue Reverend Lovejoy's wife from The Simpsons saying, think about the children.
way too many of her Instagram reels is that she sounds intelligent. She sounds charismatic.
No, that's the thing. These people will use big fancy words and pretend that they know what they mean when they probably don't even know what half the words they talk about mean.
She sounds like she knows what she's talking about. But if you peel back the very thin layer of armor that is her very wide vocabulary, you're gonna realize that she doesn't know jack shit about what she's talking about.
That sounds like your average political commentator.
Starting off with Exhibit A, her name, Bauhaus Mom. Now, as you can see, her aesthetic is completely bohemian. You know, similar to
Bohemian. No, let me see.
Bauhaus Mom. Now, as you can see, her aesthetic is completely bohemian.
That is not There's no way that the people of Bohemia, which is half the Czech Republic, is even like this.
You know, similar to the hippie aesthetics of the 1960s and 70s. I think when she chose her Instagram handle,
No, he says Bohemian, but those are clearly German words. It's a clear silicone polymer used as an anti-foaming agent in soda, deep frying, and using quartz sand, natural gas, and salt.
I don't think she realized that the abbreviation for Bohemian is boho, whereas
Boho? Who the hell would use something?
Bauhaus was actually a German school of architecture that celebrated clean lines and purity of geometric shapes. And, funnily enough, is the complete polar opposite of what Bohemian design philosophy represents. Bauhaus wife? More like Bau doesn't know jack shit about early 20th century German design philosophy.
I'm sure. No, I was thinking that I was way off in that assertion.
Got him. Oh, also a side note, a lot of historians use the term Bauhaus wife to describe the systemic erasure of the contributions that females had to architecture as a whole, electing to rather credit their contributions to their husbands, hence the term Bauhaus wife. So let's just
I have never heard this before.
Keep that in mind while we dive into her content. My face when a woman tells me she has hired a midwife or is having a hospital birth because her husband isn't comfortable with free birth or sovereign birth. For those of you who don't know, a midwife is just someone who helps the birthing process and is a...
Oh, is that what that means? For some reason, I was thinking of a wet nurse, which is when some other woman breastfeeds your child.
Trained professional, hence the dumbass face that she's making.
No, this fucking... She looks like that she just saw someone get murdered.
Caught between two opposing views here. On one hand, I've always believed that women should have full bodily autonomy. On the other hand, I do think that the father should have a say if the woman is making a decision that is deeply dangerous for both her and the baby. But let me know in the comments. In my opinion, if medical safety is kind of the key thing here, I think both parties should have a say in that. I don't know. She actually had a long Instagram description to go with this video.
I'm sure she did. Foundation for the what? For 47...
For the $47 transformational birth guide to never having to convince your nervous partner of anything. So
for millennia... You mean millennia.
You can see that she does have a financial interest in what she does. Here's the deal. Women tell themselves that what it means to honor and respect our husband's leadership and to properly submit to our husbands means giving them decision-making power or equal rights over our birth choices. But the fact is, no fully embodied masculine man would ever question his wife's birth choices, let alone insist that she births in any way other than how she feels fully comfortable. Do you know what's super not masculine? Caring for the health and safety of your wife and unborn child. What are you?
No, people will... So she doesn't want that kind of guy. She wants a... She basically wants the roles reversed, if we're being real.
A girl? What are you, a little beta cuck boy? I'm just wondering, when did hippies turn conservative? I don't understand that. I thought that was the opposite of what the entire hippie movement was.
Actually, he's making a pretty good... No, he's actually making a good point because, no, on the other side of the political spectrum, they're at the point to where they don't want to sexualize women all the time, which is technically a conservative position to want to not sexualize anything. But for some reason, in recent years, it seems to have switched around, which is very odd, to say the least. And once again, it's just another form of the horseshoe theory.
Industrial complex, and specifically obstetrics, is the engine of the transhumanist agenda.
Okay, so now she's trying to link all of this to AI.
Industrial childbirth is the most widespread and effective dark cult ritual on this planet.
This is gonna be a fucking doozy. Obstetrics is just a doctor that specializes in birth, so...
Okay, so she's making it, so she's... What was it called? She's playing with semantics, or no, she's arguing semantics. Why couldn't I remember the phrase arguing about semantics? You blame all those furries for becoming right. Oh no.
Just so you know that. Not some corn cultist. Okay, that's not. Continue.
This is why we're being allowed to talk about Israel, to an extent.
Of course. Of course. What is it with all of these types of people and bringing up Israel? I don't understand. I mean, I do understand, but at the same time, Israel has nothing to do with whether or not you want to get an ultrasound or have some doctor help you give birth.
This is why Nick Fuentes can openly discuss race.
Okay. How much you guys want to bet that she's a Hassan Piker dick writer? Or at the very least, or even a Destiny dick writer? How much you guys want to bet that she's a fan of either one of them?
This is why we're being permitted en masse to explore the breakdown of the World War II narrative. This is why people blather on about Epstein. But when two moms reveal the biggest secret of all...
What secret?
Which also happens to be every human's birthright. And that is
It wasn't my right. When can I have it?
that not only is it possible for human beings to give birth outside of the medical institution,
Well, yeah, it is possible, but with the advancements in technology we've made over the past several hundred years, it's highly recommended.
Oh my god, every single thing that came out of her mouth was crazier than the next. What is a World War II narrative? You're not saying you're a Holocaust denier, right? Bro. Yes, we were completely aware that you don't have to give birth in a medical institution. In fact, we did that for the first couple 100,000 years of humanity.
Yeah, we've been doing that for a long time, but as I said before, all of the advances we've made, it's better.
Of Homo sapiens. Do you know why we started doing that? Because we didn't want to have an infant mortality rate of over 30%. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
it's like,
pretty much.
It's like, do you see how she uses big words to make her sound smart?
And that she brings up things that have nothing, or at the very least, very little to do with childbirth, like Israel and Nick Fuentes. And it's like, what the hell do either of those things have to do with childbirth?
The thing is, it works. It works. I'm going through her comments, and there's not like a single person who's disagreeing. Everyone's saying, "You go, girl. You're
Oh
so
my
right."
lord.
Like, you're living in this sudden echo chamber of just, I don't even know what this is. I don't. This is like if ever.
It's basically Blue Sky, except it's whatever the hell she's trying to do.
Everyone was running through the Scientology building, except the Scientology building was actually the f***ing back rooms, and all they did was blast Scientology propaganda over the speakers at you 24/7. This is what this.
No, that's exactly what it's. That made more sense than anything else.
This is why people do this stuff with disastrous consequences, by the way.
No, the types of comments that she's been getting, those are the examples that she's talking about.
We'll get into that in a bit.
You don't have to look. You don't have to look at any of it. There's really
Look at any of what? I don't want to look at you.
no value for almost any of us in looking at the horrors that we know are out there.
I know, you're very horrifying yourself.
I started talking about the real evil that I saw in the world.
I'm seeing that evil right now. Yes, I'm gonna keep pointing it out.
Explicitly back in 2020, because there's a big connection between the supposed revelations that are being exposed right now and the planned demolition of the economy by way of Rona back in 2020.
Did they plan it? I mean, there is. You know, I'm not going to get into the conspiracies right now, but I think that's a subject for another time.
But the conclusion I've come to over the past 5-6 years is that there's really no utility for me in exposing myself to this stuff.
Yet here you are making either some Instagram reel or a TikTok, knowing that your phone is emitting all sorts of whatever kind of radiation that it's emitting. Maybe you should just get rid of your phone so that we don't have to deal with your BS.
And that the most significant way that most of us can combat the evil of the world is to focus on our own spiritual work and to just care for our children and...
Say you're a cult without saying you're a cult. Telling people to...
Dude, we're not a cult, sir. We're an organization that promotes love, and yeah, this is it.
Not pay attention to what's going on. AKA not paying attention to the bigger picture is objectively cult-like behavior.
Yeah.
This is now just right-wing tradwife material. Right, this is what this is at this point. Well, on one hand, you know, you can interpret this.
You say that even though she's clearly left-leaning.
As her saying, just don't watch the news, okay? It's bad for your mental health. I kind of agree with that. But on the other hand, it's just as valid to be interpreting this as her telling women to not advocate for themselves, to advocate for their rights, for women to not be involved in the decision-making that has a actual tangible effect on
She wants to make the decisions for you.
On their lives. For women to forgo any sense of self or individuality and to rely on their, hopefully, benevolent patriarch. This is an incredibly dangerous path that she's preaching. But also, like, pop off, conspiracy queen.
they want you to look at the files. Anyone who believes that these photos and documents and emails have not been carefully curated to elicit very specific responses
I don't even...
is naive.
I mean, I do think that the files are supposed to elicit some sort of response. Those responses
yeah.
being disgust, anger, shock, horror. I'm sorry, did you have something different that you wanted to share with the classroom?
I have spent my entire adult life speaking out against the and violations of industrial obstetric birth, and exposing the many ways that institutional birth represents the most successful and universalized form of sexual and
Yeah, now we've heard everything.
Oh. She's actually f***ing insane.
and large-scale for mind control programming that has ever existed, and it's right there in plain sight. Medicalized birth is an occult humiliation ritual.
No, it's not.
And it serves to initiate the vast majority of humans into the slave program.
So let me get this straight. We have a literal dark cabal of ultra-rich pedophiles that are embedded in every level of our government. You have the files that are exposing every single one of them. And instead of looking at these, you want to talk about satanic cultists, aka doctors and nurses and medical professionals that have trained their entire lives to save people. What are we doing? What's going on? I've spent the
I don't know what's going on, which is why I did that long pause.
last like 2 minutes just standing here and thinking of a response to say because, you know,
I decided not to respond.
I'm trying to go unscripted more and more.
All I did was breathe. Babies into incubators. Oh, were you a preemie? You mean like preemies?
There's so many levels to the absolute stupidity, naivety, and just almost like brainwashness that I don't even know how to formulate a response that's funny and informative at the same time. I genuinely don't know what to say. Yeah, I'm at a loss for words. You know, maybe it's the obstetrics that got to my brain at a young age. It's probably it. Huh?
It's probably that. Maybe it's the ultrasound fucking with my brain. I mean, I was 2 weeks late, I think. I was supposed to be born earlier within the month that I was born, but I was a few weeks late.
Isn't it? Because I was born in a hospital that, mind you, my parents worked very hard to immigrate to the US so they could give birth here because medical standards were not the best in China at that point because child mortality was actually still pretty high back then.
Yeah.
Obviously my brain is mush, so let me just dumb it down for all of you mush brains out there.
We gotta do it shoe on head style and just hit ourselves with a hammer.
Big word. No mean good. Next clip.
So the clip of Gwyneth humbly admitting that she's not a scientist or a nutritionist is floating around, and the
You mean like yourself? How you're not a scientist or a nutritionist?
response from actual board-certified medical experts is so sweet and so generous. It's
That was sarcasm.
reaching out to Gwyneth and letting her know that you're there for her, and for anyone else for whom credentials, certifications, hazing rituals are significant.
Certifications are not hazing rituals.
They're not.
Unless it's the bar. The bar is definitely a hazing ritual.
Is it?
Medical exams are not, on the other hand, I would assume.
I'd like to speak for
I mean, you have these people train for like almost a decade so that they could be doctors and stuff. Although it kind of depends on what they're trying to go into.
a moment for
And she's basically downplaying all of that hard work. I was going to make a connection. Maybe she thinks that they're wasting their money, but doctors do make a lot of money, so.
the people in the world like myself, and there are a few of us floating around, who have absolutely no respect whatsoever for institutional accreditation or licensing or diplomas or academic endorsements, or
I mean, to play devil's advocate, there is the concept of fallacy from authority where just because where you blindly believe an expert solely because they're an expert, but the thing is, just because you're an expert at something doesn't mean that you're going to be right about everything. Like, I've actually wanted to make a video at some point about the politicization of academia, especially in the context of mainstream archaeology, which is, if you know anything about the likes of like Flint Dibble or Professor Dave or whatever his name was, those mainstream archaeologists, they're very woke. Let's just leave it at that. Too woke for their own good, and they let their wokeness get in the way of actual research and criticism. And so it kind of downplays their credentials if they had any. It doesn't matter if you're an expert.
or for those whose social currency is based on any of those things.
Instead of trying to decipher the blabber that is coming out of her mouth in this clip, because if you actually watch it back, she said nothing of substance
Yeah, she didn't say anything.
for that minute. The entire time, nothing of substance. I'm going to show you guys a screenshot of kind of the description that came with it. I have
Oh no.
absolutely zero formal credentials,
Well, yeah, I can see that.
academic degrees, certifications, or licenses, as I've always proudly proclaimed. And please, by all means, if any of
Yeah, so you are the elite. Yes, I will work for you as your little employee. I'm going to be that one guy from Ratatouille who killed a man with his thumb.
those things are important to you, I strongly urge you to shield yourself from anything I have to say. You might find it scary and harmful.
I don't find it scary and harmful. I call it frustrating and annoying.
And do not purchase, I mean, really good.
Yes, I'm not going to buy anything you're selling. You're not getting a cent out of me.
Self-promotion insert there, I'm not gonna lie. Do not purchase my new program, Temple, the exact roadmap and blueprint for how I eradicated the symptoms of so-called perimenopause, and I
don't even know what
got
that
into
is.
the best shape of my life in my 40s without exogenous hormones or GLP-1 drugs or expensive supplements, unless you really want to take the responsibility of changing your body and feeling totally confident and beautiful. See, the way that she's even, like...
Yeah, she's trying to... I wouldn't say that it's guilt-tripping, but...
talking about this is so manipulative. It's guilt trip.
Yeah, it's...
Be like,
Okay, it is... Yeah. But yeah, manipulative, guilt trippy, making you feel like that, oh, if you do all this other stuff, then you're just ruining your body. But it's like,
Do you want to feel beautiful? If you don't want to feel beautiful, don't do this stuff. Nope, I'm not certified at all. I'm no expert. All
Yeah,
I have
I
is
know
44
that.
years of lived experience, non-compliance, and disobedience to false authority, including 15 of my own pregnancy.
oh, so you mean your own. And what makes you think that your authority is any more true than anyone else's? Once again, fallacy from authority. But then again, pointing out fallacies is a fallacy, so I should put my money where my mouth is.
The home births of my 10 children. 44, you say? 44. 19. 44. My
Oh, you got no.
That's right, it's time for another ADHD tangent time. During the air war over Europe, American B-17 flying fortresses and B-24 liberators were, colloquially speaking, bombing the shit out of Germany. Unfortunately for the United States, they weren't really good at this part. Tactically speaking, we hadn't fought.
Oh, that reminds me of a video I watched about apparently Russia is using this exact same tactic in Ukraine now. And this guy made a video saying that this strategy of just bombing cities from the air has never really worked historically, and it's just going to cause the people to want to fight more.
In a war since the First World War, we're not that great at it. And when I say that, I mean that the planes that we designed weren't designed with perfect knowledge. We didn't know where necessarily to reinforce the armor. We didn't know where necessarily we needed redundancies. This is all new technology at this point. Take, for example, this plane here. This is the Boeing B-17 Flying Fortress. This plane was the primary workhorse in the American Bomber Corps. In the early days of the war, it would not be uncommon to see whole squadrons of these bombers going down, with the famous 100th Bomb Group losing every single one of its planes but one in one particular mission. Now, each one of these bombers represented a significant investment for the United States. And I'm not talking about the plane. The plane was just metal, rubber, and a couple wires. Each bomber carried 10 men. When it did get taken down, that means 10 US lives were potentially lost. If we break
I'm having trouble commenting on this. I just need to know where it's going.
this down into larger numbers and thousands of bombers going at a time, it was not uncommon for thousands of men to die on one single mission. So, what is the solution here? Well, Air Force engineers wanted to reinforce the planes, but again, they didn't have perfect information. They didn't know where to reinforce the planes. And initially, this was the plot that they created. Air Force engineers wanted to reinforce these planes because obviously these are where the planes
Oh, I think I know where he's going with
are
this.
getting hit the most. Except they were missing one key thing. This analysis was done on planes that obviously had come back from their missions. What they didn't consider were the planes that did not come back. In fact, the one thing that this plot actually shows is not where B-17s got hit the most when on their missions. It actually showed the least vulnerable parts of the plane that did not need any additional armor, because all the planes that got hit in the spots where you don't see dots never made it back. And this is the quintessential example that everyone points to when they talk about survivorship bias, which brings
Oh, okay, so that's what's going on here?
us back to Bauhaus wife. She claims that all she has is 44 years of
Oh, because she she thinks that because she was able to do all of this stuff, she thinks that everyone has to do all of it without having any, like, proper research, I guess?
lived experience with 10 healthy children, I believe now 11. That is survivorship bias. Statistically speaking,
Yeah.
they beat the odds. But through all of her videos, it is very
And she's 44? Is she still having kids at 44? She better watch out. Some of those eggs might be a little rotten.
apparent that she very rarely mentions the babies that did not survive. There is a reason why us in Western countries tend to give birth in hospitals. And it's a reason that
Oh, she mentioned having 15, but only 11 of them are alive?
our housewife never goes into. In the US, neonatal mortality rates for a midwife-attended hospital birth is 3.27 for every 10,000 births. Free births, while the statistics are not tracked, can be analoged with unexpected births at home without attendance, which has a neonatal mortality rate of 27, almost 28 for every 10,000 births.
What would that be in percentages? 27 divided by 10,000? I mean, it's less than it's 0.25%, a little over that, but
That means if you do a free birth like Bauhaus wife over here, your baby has an 8.6 times higher chance of dying than if you were to give birth in a hospital.
yeah, but she'll never tell you that. No, that's the thing. These people, they'll say that they know what they're talking about. There are certain things that they just won't tell you, and if you try to inform them about it, they'll skirt around that and just say something else that has nothing to do with it.
But this is all just statistics. Statistics don't speak to us. We always imagine we're going to be one of the 9,009.
Although those statistics do speak to certain people that I'm not ready to talk about yet, but because they need to notice me first, but that's a story for another time.
173 that were fine. And chances are you are. So let me tell the story of Gabrielle Lopez instead. 23-year-old nanny and expecting mother Gabrielle Lopez was drawn to the idea of sovereign birth from the Free Birth Society podcast. While she was pregnant with her baby boy Izu, she listened to that podcast every day. She was so enthralled by what Saldia and Norris Clark had to say. They seem smart. They
and let me guess, this takes a dark turn.
Said things with confidence. In fact, they seemed so confident that Lopez decided to purchase the Free Birth Society's $299 private online community. And then a
wait, she's paying all this. She's paying all of this money for all of that when she could be saving the money for the actual baby.
$199 complete guide to free birth to prepare for baby Izu. An astronomical price at the time for someone who just nannied full time. Everything seemed like it was going to plan until she went into labor. Gabrielle's labor was a grueling 3-day ordeal.
Oh, jeez.
An ultrasound that she got, in opposition to the advice that Yolanda Norris Clark gave, suggested that her baby was at a high risk of shoulder dystocia.
Oh, no.
Baby's shoulders can be caught on the pubic bone and is a condition that requires immediate medical intervention.
And let me guess, they decided not to go for that because it's not what they want it to be. I don't really know how to describe it because they think it's satanic witchcraft.
Gabrielle, however, had remembered a newsletter that had said the risk of shoulder dystocia is greatly exaggerated.
Sure.
She decided to continue her free birth. Baby Izu.
Yeah, you don't think your mom spends that much time on her yoga stuff?
Izu Lopez was born on October 9th, 2022 at 10 p.m. He didn't start breathing until 10:17.
Oh, Jesus. Wait, I need to repeat that because I wasn't paying attention.
On October 9th, 2022 at 10 p.m. He didn't start breathing until 10:17. Because there was no attending obstetrician, Isu Lopez spent the first 17 minutes of his life with an umbilical cord wrapped around his neck. He spent
the fuck? Excuse me? Is that what happened?
21 days in the NICU. Izu is 3 now. He loves
his
picture books and bubbles. He tries his best to keep up with his friends. There are...
So that was him, and he has to... So this was all because they didn't have a professional environment.
So many stories like this in the article that show the consequences of listening to the Free Birth Society, and probably way more that just haven't been told yet. And the worst part about this is that
wait.
When this article was published, Norris Clark's response was to post this onto her Substack. I'm only gonna read you a couple excerpts because it's so infuriating that I don't want to go through it again.
Oh my god, I don't even know if I want to go through it.
But it's called Free Birth and Death. In every birth experience, no matter the milieu or the situation, whether at home or in the hospital, whether natural or highly technologically mediated, could ostensibly result in death. Yes.
Yes.
Death is a part of life, just like birth is a part of life. But you cannot gloss over the fact that
yeah, the two things that are guaranteed in this world, death and taxes.
We're making death a far more probable outcome for all the mothers that you're talking to. Hey, there's no risk-free way of jumping out of an airplane, so you might as well not do it with a parachute. Are we so for real right now? In more proof of survivorship bias, she even admits herself that she has never had to deal with the death of a child. And yet, despite that, she and her co-founder have found a way to monetize the death of their clients' babies.
Oh, hell no.
Free Birth Society offers death debriefs for...
There is no way.
The low price of $800 for a...
What the hell does... What? Wait. What is... What is she... Is she charging people $800 to mourn their babies? I'm very confused about what she's charging them for. A second debrief.
Call. The same Guardian article goes into one of the experiences of a grieving mother, where Norris Clark says, this idea of death being bad is not really something I believe is true, but that doesn't mean I think it's not a big deal. She acknowledged she's never lost a newborn baby of her own. It's a terrible thing, yeah? And also, not bad, you know? Yes, a mother who has never lost a child is telling another mother who just lost a child.
Oh, you try telling that to my mom. Let's just leave it at that.
That death is not that bad, you know? And also charging $800 for the other woman to have the right to listen to her say that to her face. But you know what? It is what it is.
No, this lady would piss the hell out of my... I don't even know if my mom knows about her, but if she did, I'm pretty sure she wouldn't want anything to do with her.
Those are not my words. Those are her words. No mother should ever outlive their child. This, however, agonizingly, is a world of what is. not what should be. Well, it's certainly more graceful than it is what it is, but if you peel away the bullshit language she's using, it's the same fucking thing. A lot of you may feel like you want to look down on the mothers who are choosing to listen to what is obviously a cult, especially
Yeah, they didn't know what they were getting. They didn't really know what they were getting themselves into. All they saw were big fancy words and someone in fancy hippie outfits.
for you men out there, right? Like, it's easy for us to say, oh, just don't listen to them. The medical world is not kind to women. A lot of medicine that is studied in the context of men. ADHD, for example. Women are severely underdiagnosed because all our metrics for measuring what ADHD is and who has it is based on men. Women frequently are in chronic pain and are told that it's just their hormones, or that they're overreacting.
I don't think it's just that.
Or maybe they just need to drink more water. You know, I'm sure most of you have heard that one. So it's no surprise.
I have never heard that one. I know how that stuff works, and I know that it's not as basic as that.
That many women do grow distrustful
You're
of
a
the medical
section.
establishment.
Your dad didn't even pay that much to have a lawnmower repaired. Damn.
And organizations like Free Birth Society may seem like a more rational, more caring, and more empathetic group. Someone who will listen to them and say the things that they want to hear.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's one of those groupthink echo chambers.
All they're really offering is vibes. Not even good ones, okay? Just vibes masquerading as advice. They push women who are rightly disgruntled with the medical community into far more riskier and dangerous positions for their children and themselves. But it really is just jumping from a hot pan and into the fire. Wanting non-toxic for your kids is not a bad thing. Wanting whole grain and healthy
Okay, we can look at something else.
diets for your kids is not a bad thing either. But at the end of the day,
Yeah, it's one thing to actually pay attention to what your kids are eating. Like, obviously you wouldn't want them eating junk food all the time. You'd want them to have at least some sort of balance, but no. Something like this, having your umbilical cord wrapped around your neck and so you couldn't breathe. No.
letting fear, letting misinformation guide your decisions can be far more catastrophic than just a little bit of sunscreen. Kids are resilient. Okay,
Yeah.
They bounce back. They bounce back quick. When I was a lifeguard, I saw a kid fall 20 feet onto concrete.
Okay.
Dude was fine. Completely fine. Some candy won't hurt them. Sunscreen will do more good than bad. But listening to literal cultists.
No, I remember my parents, every time we would go outside in the summer, my parents would always put sunscreen on us.
That might have some negative effects. Just, you know, don't let them near World War II aviation history.
Yeah.
That will consume their lives. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. If you're still here, thank you so.
Yeah, of course. You're fussy eaters. I wouldn't know if I was a fussy eater. Okay, that was... No, some of that shit, some of the shit that bitch was saying, no. I don't need to hear any of that. And I'm not going to let you trick me into thinking that it's somehow... doesn't make you think that you're above it all. I don't claim to be an expert at much of anything. The closest thing... But even I'm not gonna make believe that I'm somehow the bastion of all that is good. No, I'm anything but that, if we're being honest. I'm no better or worse than anyone else on this planet, so... yeah. Alright. So, Jack, you said that you had a video that you recommended. Was it one of those... was it that one thing that you recommended yesterday? Oh. Okay, the Boardwalk Incubator Babies of Coney Island. You won't be able to play it. Okay. That's an interesting title. And of course, the first thing that pops up when I type in "the" is The Amazing Digital Circus. The Boardwalk... Okay, here it is. The Boardwalk Incubator Babies of Coney Island in Atlantic City. I feel like I've heard of this before, but I don't quite know for sure. I vaguely recognize something like this, but not quite. The worst of humanity so we can watch the best of humanity. Alright then, I guess we'll take a look at it. Let me make sure that since it's not a long video, we could do this.
The Great Industrial Exposition in 1896 was Dr. Martin Cooney's moment to shine.
Oh, what that's it? Yeah.
The expo in Berlin, like most World's fairs, was a place for industry and inventors to meet and present to the world the latest in technology and science that would make everyone's lives better. Cooney was there to present his invention, an incubator for babies.
Oh, okay, so this is when they first started coming up.
The idea was that by using an apparatus to regulate the temperature of a premature baby, along with constant care and attention, the infant mortality rate might be lowered. With the flair for entertainment, Cooney realized that the best way to win over the attention of fairgoers was to put on a show.
How exactly would you be able to demonstrate something like that?
Sure, he could just show off the machines.
Yeah, just show
Wouldn't
it.
it be better if guests got to see them in action?
How exactly would you even be able to do that without violating some sort of ethics? Unless they just use dolls.
The Kinderbrutenstalt, or Child
Kinderbrutenstalt
Hatchery exhibit, was a hit, and it would kick off a nearly half-century of like-minded displays of the life-saving technology run by Cooney that would help change the world. The thing is, almost none of that was true.
Really? Well then, it looks like we were taken along for a ride.
Dr. Martin Cooney wasn't displaying incubators at the Berlin Expo.
No, because I was wondering how they would even be able to pull that off.
Cooney didn't invent the incubator either.
Okay, wait. This better not be a frickin' Thomas Edison situation.
It was invented over 30 years before he was born in Russia. Dr. Martin Cooney wasn't even a doctor. It was all part of an ever-changing origin story that Cooney would write and revise over the years to help sell the drama behind his boardwalk incubators.
What the hell does that even... So it is like Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison did not invent the light bulb. He patented the light bulb.
But for an origin tale that was laced and borrowed with anecdotes and fabricated details, there was one truth to it all. Martin Cooney would help change the world.
I'm sure. Let's go.
Depending on...
I guess without this guy, Jackal might not be here with us in order to recommend this video. So thank you, Mr. Cooney, even if you didn't exactly invent it.
Who asked, and when you asked it, Martin Cooney was either born in France or Germany. He'd often claim Alsace, which I guess depending on the year can...
Yeah, Alsace, yeah, the whole Alsace-Lorraine drama that took place between France and Germany, that drama was pretty insane.
Confirmed one or the other. Depending on who you asked, Cooney would then matriculate in either Berlin or Leipzig, where he would earn his medical degree before the age of 18.
Not bad.
From there, he would allegedly be taken under the wing of a physician, Pierre Boudin, who he would then work with on the baby incubators and subsequently get sent to the exposition in Berlin.
Okay, so they were just making more.
Ultimately, none of it was true.
Okay, not even that?
He was born Michael Cohn in Poland in 1869.
How many times are we going to be taken on for a loop? Didn't this happen to another another video that we took a look at? I think it was that Wavy Web Surf video with the Chick-fil-A mac and cheese stealer or something like that.
He never received a medical degree, and in 1888 he boarded a ship for America, where he would begin a new life as a showman under the name Martin Arthur.
I see.
That talent as a showman would quickly see him brought back overseas to London in 1897 with his business partner Sam Schenkind. It was Queen Victoria's Diamond Jubilee. While Martin wasn't actually involved in the Berlin incubator
Yeah, good point, mate.
exhibit, the exhibit was real, and it was really a hit.
I see. But why exactly was he displaying them anyway?
The exhibit was run by a Dr. Alexander Leon, so the two capitalized on Dr. Leon's incubators by licensing out the machines to put on their own shows during the Jubilee. The show would be a success, seeing over 200,000 paying guests. The signs on the exhibit buildings often exclaimed, "All the world loves a baby." So there was a universal appeal for fairgoers.
I see. I'm having trouble commenting on
life
this.
At its most fragile, and it was technology that was...
So wait, were they looking... No, my question is, were they looking at real babies in the incubators, or were they using, like, dolls? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Saving it. It was a spectacle. After the show, the two decided to bring the exhibit back to the States for the Trans-Mississippi Exposition in Omaha, Nebraska. This was the 1890s, so you couldn't go 5 feet without running into an exposition. Folks loved expositions back then.
I wouldn't know. Do we still do expositions today?
It was upon that return that Martin decided his name could use a little more flair.
Oh, yeah, expos. Yes, we still do them today.
Borrowing from his older brother, Alphonse, who had immigrated to the States earlier, he picked a last name inspired by one of the more famous centers of amusement and entertainment in America, Coney Island.
Okay.
Adding a U to the name to keep it fancy.
Of course. Okay, I figured that that was the case. I saw the name when he mentioned the name Cooney. I thought, oh wait, isn't it Coney?
Martin Arthur, previously Michael Cohn, was now Martin A. Cooney.
Okay.
When it came to his incubator show, Cooney cared deeply for the health of
somewhere
premature babies coming in, but he still wasn't an actual doctor. So he hired a registered nurse by the name of Annabelle May Segner.
There's no way that they just put all these babies on display.
Incoming babies were bathed right away, rubbed with alcohol, swaddled, and then put in the incubator, which was kept at a temperature of 96 degrees. At that point, the baby would be assigned a fake show name in order to protect their privacy.
No, the fact that I don't know, there's something low-key kind of off about this.
Those babies would be fed every 2 hours, either naturally or, if needed, by spoon through the nose.
Oh, the next one's 2027? Okay.
Predating the use of a feeding tube. May and other nurses would live full-time at the exhibit in order to care for the infants around the clock. The nurses were also encouraged to show love and affection to the babies, especially when caring for them in front of the public. It was partially for show, but it was also to the benefit of the infants.
Yeah, because at least they'd get enough to... Yeah, attention is good for the babies.
There was a fear at the time of something called hospitalism, which was when infants would run into developmental issues due to a prolonged lack of human and social contact.
Yeah, that's something that's very, very important for even just the first few... Even so much as the first few hours.
During long hospital stays. It was one of the many reasons that people at the time avoided hospitals if they could. The other reason that people usually avoided them were because they were basically big old death houses.
Oh no. No, no, that reminded me of King of the Hill. Lucky accidentally cut his hand on something, and he didn't want to go to the hospital because everyone that he's ever known had died in a hospital at some point. Rubbed with alcohol, no.
The concept of hygiene and cleanliness as it relates to the spread of disease and infection was still fairly new.
Yeah.
And so spending a stint at a hospital could actually be as much of a risk as it was a benefit.
I'm sure it's been like that for a long time.
Making it a last resort for most. Cooney's incubator exhibits, on the other hand, were strictly cleaned on a regular basis.
Yeah, because that's going to be that's very important.
Again, this was to the benefit of the show being put on, yet it was also a benefit for the infants.
Yeah.
This combination of focused care,
I wouldn't put stuff around their necks, I'm just saying.
Affection and cleanliness resulted in an operation in which a reported 85% of the premature babies brought into Cooney grew enough to go home with their parents. That was a massive improvement over the status quo, in which premature babies were often left to just die. As for the final medical bill for the parents who brought in the babies, nothing. It was completely free of charge and funded entirely by the guests who were paying admission to see the incubator.
Now, if only that could be true today. I don't know how it works today.
After a few more expositions, Cooney would begin to settle down. In 1903, he would open a semi-permanent version of the sideshow at Coney Island right by Dreamland. And shortly after that, he would open another at the Atlantic City Boardwalk in New Jersey.
See babies that weigh less than 3 pounds.
Now Cooney would be able to operate all summer, every summer. Everything seemed great, but this is when the flaws, some of them deadly, begin.
Like when a baby slips through in between the bars of a crib, and then you tried to pick the baby up. Yeah, you gotta watch out for that kind of thing too.
Began to surface. For one, Cooney's ultimate mission with these sideshows was to promote the technology behind baby incubators to the point where the medical community would start using them regularly to save babies across the
A free hospital bill, but your whole stay is open up to paying visitors. Ugh.
globe. The problem was that as a sideshow going on for 8 years, it was cementing the incubators in the public's mind as just that.
Oh, so people started associating them with specifically being some sort of carnival exhibit instead of legitimate medical devices.
A sideshow. They were a midway amusement, flanked with rides, games, and other boardwalk activities.
Yeah, that's something that's actually very confusing.
Cooney, fake doctor title or otherwise, lacked the prestige that would have come from a more renowned doctor running the show. It was that kind of image that prevented the endeavor from being taken seriously.
Which is unfortunate.
More dangerously, though, his success bred imitators.
Oh, of course. When someone makes a product, there's always going to be someone who's going to try to make a different version of that product. If anyone has ever seen like name brand cola and no, instead of Skittles, you have Skittles, and instead of Doritos, you have Dotitos. And then there are other examples of that as well, which we could probably check a video of that.
It was only a matter of time before the financially minded organizers of World's Fairs put profit before safety.
Yep, cutting corners, letting them suffocate. Yeah, they're willing to do anything to make a quick buck. I'm pretty sure Mr. Krabs would do the same thing.
It came to the 1904 Louisiana Purchase Exposition in St. Louis. Cooney was outbid when it came to the fair's planned incubator exhibit. Another showman by the name of Edward Bayliss wanted to get in on the incubator action and figured it couldn't be that difficult to run. Feed a few babies, crank up the heat.
Oh, so they thought it was going to be a walk in the park.
What's so hard about that?
Whoops, sorry about that.
He offered between 40 and 50% of the venue's sales, beating out Cooney. Cooney, at the time, wasn't too bothered by it. He had just opened his sideshows in Coney Island and Atlantic City, so he had his hands full and wouldn't be hurting for business. He was outraged, however, when he'd come to learn of the fair's exhibit.
Okay, so this is where so he's gonna get. Is he gonna get upset, or
citing a filthy show space?
Oh, okay. So this is where it all starts to fall apart.
Poor ventilation and improperly regulated temperatures. The St. Louis incubator.
Major E. Forster dies. Incubator in medical science unable to save baby. And so people are going to assume that because this one company cut corners on the incubators, the public is going to assume that all the incubators are just unsafe.
Exhibit was a fatal one. Of the 43 premature babies taken in for the show, 39 of them didn't make it.
Damn.
After nearly 40 infant deaths, fair organizers threatened to close down the exhibit. Bayliss and his associates claimed that they took steps to rectify the problems.
Sure you did. They always say that when really it's just putting a cardboard or a plywood board over a pothole.
But the damage had already been done. Beyond the needlessly tragic...
I mean, these babies are dying, and the blood is on their hands.
Loss of life, the incident set back the progress Cooney was making in convincing the medical community of the incubator's worth.
Yeah, that's what I was making. That was the point that I was making before. No one was going to take it seriously, especially with all of this, especially with these off-brand ripoffs.
But he kept pushing forward, and Cooney's sideshow continued on for the next 29 years. And over time, the amusement aspect evolved. Cooney expanded the show by occasionally holding reunions in which babies who had graduated from the incubators, now teenagers and young adults, would get together for a celebration and to show the public that premature babies were growing up to be perfectly healthy.
Well, at least they're proving a point.
The show also occasionally saw detractors, some of which were convinced that the babies on display weren't real babies.
Oh, that was what I was concerned about earlier.
And some who accused him of stealing babies to fill the machine.
Oh, Lord.
In actuality, though, the babies were...
Yeah, and wait for the mother to come by and be like, yes, this is a real baby. I gave birth to it out of my hole.
Brought in by parents...
Unless, of course, you'd want to check for yourself.
Who often had no other option. Even in the few instances where their nearby hospital did have an incubator, the cost was usually too high for the parents.
Yeah.
This would become especially true as the country entered into the Great Depression.
Oh.
By that point, Martin and May had a daughter, Hildegard, who herself was a premature baby who had survived through Cooney's incubators. She had grown up.
Well, at least Daddy knows. Well, we got a Daddy Dearest on our hand.
To follow the footsteps of her mother and was one of the nurses at the Atlantic City exhibit. The two shows on the East Coast had seen their fair share of changes. The Coney Island exhibit especially would relocate a few times as a result of devastating fires nearby.
Oh no, yeah, you gotta get those babies away from that.
Amusement parks and fire kind of went hand in hand in those days.
I'm sure they did.
Good. Luckily, in both instances, the staff was able to save all of the babies. However, the incidents did bring attention to Cooney, raising the question of whether it was ethical to have the incubators set up as an amusement on the boardwalk.
That's what I've been saying.
That year, Martin would finally get his opportunity to advance his cause. He made plans to build an incubator exhibit at the 1933 Chicago World's Fair.
He's still making exhibits, huh?
Christened A Century of Progress. By this point, the exhibit was practically a World's Fair staple. This time, however, he was joined by a Dr. Julius Hess, who was the director of the Sarah Morris Children's Hospital and head of the Chicago Medical Society. They would also be joined by Dr. Herman Bundesit, the Chicago Health Commissioner at the time.
Well, this time looks like we've got some actual professionals.
During the 1934 season of the fair, Cooney would put on a large reunion, bringing together 41 premature graduates who were in the incubators that previous year. The grand event was broadcast over the radio. The publicity, paired with the living, breathing proof of the incubator's success, and the word of two respected doctors,
all of this
finally gave Cooney's show the legitimacy it was always looking for.
Exactly.
Over the next decade, the use of incubators began to slowly grow. Cooney would continue to run his two amusements on the boardwalk. In 1936, his wife, May, who had helped him run the amusements for so many years, would die during surgery.
Aww.
Running the business alone, Cooney would ultimately make a financial mistake in 1939 by paying to set up his incubator exhibit at the New York World's Fair. By this point, the entire incubator
was this fair not a very good venue?
Amusement concept was over 40 years old.
Yeah.
It had been included in over 6 World's Fairs and had 2 permanent locations that operated all summer, every summer.
Oh, I'm guessing the novelty kind of wore off after all those decades.
It just wasn't as new and exciting.
Yes. Just like a baby, babies and children, they have this concept of the novelty concept where everything is so new and exciting. They'll start playing with one toy, and then as soon as they see another one, they start playing with that one instead.
Beyond that, the World's Fair was just a subway ride away from Coney Island, where the incubators were on display for the
I guess they were too close to each other then.
last 36 years. Anyone from the region who was visiting the fair had likely already seen the novelty.
So there's really no need to check them out again.
So why pay to see it again? The exhibit was ultimately a financial disaster, and it would mark his last World's Fair. In 1943, Martin A. Cooney, after nearly half a century of promoting and running the incubator sideshows, would retire, claiming his mission was a success. The rise in neonatology and the adoption of baby incubators would result in Cornell, New York Hospital opening the city's first dedicated station for premature infants.
Well, he definitely got the job done.
It was just one hospital, but it was the symbolic embrace of the incubator technology that Cooney had been seeking all those years.
And then they spread to other hospitals across the world,
He
I'm
would
assuming.
live out his remaining years humbly, never really financially recovering from the New York World's Fair. On March 1st, 1950, Martin Cooney passed away. He was buried with his wife May at Cypress Hills Cemetery.
That's nice.
It was estimated that between 1897 and 1942, Cooney and his team saved between 6,500 and 7,000 premature babies.
That's a
It's
pretty
fair
good
to say
number.
that there has probably never been or ever will be another boardwalk amusement or exhibit that had such a life-altering impact on so many people. Not to mention slowly pushing forward the concept of neonatology over the course of nearly 50 years. Martin Cooney was not the doctor he claimed to be.
Yeah.
He didn't.
Which is, I mean, you could look back on that and say, maybe we shouldn't have trusted this guy with our premature babies, but in the end, it all worked out okay. Unless you decided to work with that rip-off company.
He didn't get the start he claimed to get. He wasn't even born where he said he was born.
Huh.
But regardless of...
I guess it's one of those types of, like... I don't know what you would call it, though. Like, the inverse of the path to hell is paved with good intentions. I don't really know what you would call that. When you actually do good things, but you lie about where you came from, I don't exactly know what you would call that.
A fictionalized origin story, Martin Cooney did save thousands of infants, and he changed the world in the process.
Alright, that was certainly a charming video, so that would be nice. But, I'm gonna be right back. Alright, I'm back. And the multi-chat has reconnected. But I don't think it's gonna be that necessary to turn it back on at this point. But we've got time for like one more... We've got time for one more video and then I gotta get to bed. But there's this video about Bonnie Blue having a baby that I have up here. And then I have a Nile Blue video about making pop rocks from scratch using a bomb. I don't know. I'm sure that one would be much more palatable than whatever the hell Bonnie Blue was doing, but... Here, give me a moment. I've been very thirsty all day. This is like my third... Yeah. Bonnie Blue is an OnlyFans... lady who slept with 1,000 men. In case you were wondering. And it was a very, very big deal. So much so that a lot of... She's blue. All you need to know is she's an OnlyFans slut who slept with 1,000 men and made a big deal about it. So much so that a lot of slop tubers made videos about her. And I'm sure slop tubers will continue to make videos about her. Why did you think of, FNAF, only 1,000? It was originally 100. But then some other OnlyFans lady wanted to sleep with more than 100, and those two were supposed to be friends, but then Bonnie Blue decided that she wanted to do that instead. If we're going to talk about her, I guess we could talk about this video here. about how disgusting Bonnie Blue is by Misha Petrov.
Definitely pregnant.
That is a baby.
Turn my baby shower into a golden shower. Pregnancy.
Turn the baby shower into a golden shower. Yeah, this is what we have to deal with. And it was 1,000 in a day. She slept with 100 men in one day, and then she slept with 1,000 men in one day. And this was like two to 3 years ago, I think. And now she's pregnant.
Is a big dish for a lot of people, so I'm gonna make the most of it.
Biggest live stream of a birth.
This is who Bonnie
Oh, and she's gonna stream the birth? She's going to do what Logan Paul did and promote Lunchly and Prime.
is. Just when you thought Bonnie Blue couldn't possibly get any more disturbing, she announced that she is pregnant, and the worst part is what she plans to do with it. This
Yeah, exactly. Having a great morning. Kind of.
is, of course, the OF star, famous for sleeping with huge numbers of men, targeting barely legal 18.
Oh yeah, that was another thing. She was trying to get freshly turned 18-year-olds to sleep with her as well, which is like, you know, but one of the things that she argues, 42 men an hour, right? No, I remember listening to some YouTuber documenting what was going on, and I remember her, after she had originally slept with 100 men, breaking down in tears, talking about how all the trouble that she had to go through, having to drink like lots of Gatorade and stuff just to keep her strength up. But one of the things that she argued as for why she decided to do all of that, sleeping with over 1,000 men, is because in her mind, something like that is considered empowering, even though she's just selling her body for that kind of, for, you know.
18-year-olds as a marketing strategy. She's also
Oh, wait a minute. That actually reminded me of, what was it? She got arrested in Indonesia for trying to have some sort of party bus, so to speak.
someone who has played with pregnancy rumors before, faking pregnancies, right? Which is exactly why so many people were skeptical, but it seems that she is actually pregnant.
You slept with 1,000 men, not 999, in 12 hours.
In 12 hours, not even 24 hours. So not even 42 an hour. Tried to do mental math in my head. 84 an hour. So it would really be 3 men per minute. I don't know. I mean, one of the things I remember her explicitly mentioning is a man making on her face. You can probably figure out what I mean when I say making on her face. That's one, and some of it getting in her eye. I distinctly remember her saying something like that.
Yeah, well, 1,057.
1,057. If you want to do the math again.
Spring break is done, and I'm no longer going to need this fake bum. So thank you for all you middle-aged dumb parents that fell for my rage bait.
What the fuck?
It's not only is it paid for the villa, the sunshine, but
It's true. It's true. She did.
But 100 million views has made me £1 million better off.
Yeah, I'm sure all of those views and all of those guys that decided to sleep with you, pretending that it's somehow feminist empowerment.
It's interesting also that Bonnie has now gathered some fans. People that genuinely enjoy her content.
I'm sure she has.
She's funny. You can't hate on her for that. Fair enough. I want to be her when I grow up.
Oh, Lord have mercy, no.
Fear she ate. There are edits of her, a bunch of support.
Her hair is sure, yeah.
Support under her page. You know, this time it does look real.
Trousers from Aricia.
Unreal face card. You look so gorgeous. You look amazing. The woman that was arrested in Bali, targeting
Yes.
barely legal teens.
Yeah, that was, I think it was Indonesia.
Somehow ignoring that and just acting like this is just another influencer.
It was somewhere in the Malay archipelago.
I love your shirt. Where'd you get it?
Add-on content creator Bonnie Blue will face trial.
Yes, I remember this. I think we looked at I either looked at this video back when I was still PNG tubing, Or we looked at something similar to this.
In Bali tomorrow before being deported along with her entourage.
Yeah,
The
she got kicked out.
British only star was arrested on suspicion of producing pornographic material. An investigation found she and the crew breached tourist visas and Indonesian traffic law.
Oh, yep.
By using
Yeah, I distinctly remember this when it happened.
an open pickup truck to film commercial content.
Yeah, Indonesia doesn't really play around with that kind of thing.
On a public street.
Yeah, she had a whole bus and everything. I don't even remember what the bus was called. It was Blue Bus, obviously, but it was something... I don't remember what it was called. Maybe it'll pop up in this short.
All are facing bans from entering the country for at least 10 years.
Nothing really came out of this, by the way.
Bonnie had been driving around Bali in her bus during Schoolies Week, an annual tradition where Australian high school grads take a week-long holiday after finishing their exams.
She returned and then it was back to business as usual.
Yeah.
No decorum. Nasty.
The police leaked my information, so I'm gonna leak these men's DNA all over the court's chair.
Good lord, and she doesn't even feel bad about any of this, breaking Indonesian law. She's willing to breaking international law just so that she could sleep with as many guys as she could.
I mean, imagine standing in line for your turn at Bonnie Blue. You're like a...
Yeah, imagine being the 1,000th guy to bang her after she's already been used up like a wet napkin.
1057th in line. You have to hide your face, so there is definitely some level of shame, right?
Yeah.
To hide your identity, otherwise you'd stroll in. Yes, it's me. I'm here for Bonnie Blue. Talk so much about the degeneracy that Bonnie Blue has done, but the men are just as much to blame here.
More or
because
less.
They are the ones funding this.
So, one line pregnant, no line if I'm not pregnant.
So yeah, now she's pregnant and she's doing vlogs.
Guys.
Yes, and what exactly is she going? She can't exactly do anyone while she's pregnant. That's not good for the baby. At least I don't think it is.
Yeah, definitely pregnant. Like.
And what happened to, did the condom rip?
Fully pregnant.
See, she's fully pregnant. She's not kind of pregnant.
No. When exactly did this even?
So, I'm gonna have to chat GPT what to do next, because they...
What? There are these people called medical professionals. I'm pretty sure you should ask them and not fucking chat GPT.
Actually, not quite sure.
I don't really know what I'm looking for. I think I might be missing a few organs. So that might be from the 1057 men I took last year.
Oh my god.
Yes, that's a problem for another.
What do you mean from last year? There's no way that it's been in you for that long. Who do you think you are, Bonnie Swanson? No, you're not Bonnie Swanson from Family Guy. You're Bonnie Blue from OnlyFans.
What, is that the baby?
That is a baby.
And the doctor's in a ski mask. So that is weird.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the doctor doesn't want anything. I don't know if she's going to do that. I think it's implied that she's going to go through with it.
Can we hear the heartbeat or...?
Too early to hear the heartbeat.
No, guys, I am actually pregnant.
To do a heartbeat and you barely even have a bump.
So, Bonnie Blue's breeding mission turns out...
Breeding mission.
it was...
Oh, no. When the baby is born and it grows up and then they find out that their mom is an OnlyFans slut. Imagine the secondhand embarrassment that they're gonna go through.
Actually a success. Is it just one baby or two babies?
Just the one.
Okay, just one baby. Oh, for anyone that doesn't know, Bonnie Blue's breeding mission included me
Why are you calling it that?
sleeping with over 400 men
Oh my...
without protection.
What the fuck?
And yes, he was tested, but yes, they did fill me up.
Oh my god. So one of these... So... She had unprotected sex with over 400 men, and one of them is the father.
It's a breeding mission.
Yeah.
When was that?
Why the hell would she call it that? She's making it sound like that she's speed running pregnancy.
Sorry, the way the doctor just said that. You said breeding mission.
That's what I said.
When was that?
2 weeks ago on Saturday.
Given the size, it's likely it was conceived around 11, 12, 13 days ago.
That is actually crazy.
I don't know how this stuff works, but it's on an iPad. Is that right? I don't, like I said, I do still think she's pregnant. I'll get into why in a bit. But I wanted to read you this comment. It says, I recently
Oh my god. Gonna come out like a patchwork doll. Oh.
experienced a miscarriage. I am now pregnant again, but if this is nothing more than a publicity stunt, it is incredibly cruel. There are so many people who are desperate to have children, and using this for attention is a new low.
No shit.
And there are actually plenty of influencers that do this.
No, having a baby is a big deal.
Unfortunately.
Even if she is like a multi-millionaire.
I think JoJo Siwa was one of them. It's just really not funny. Oh, I'm pregnant. Oh, I'm kidding, I'm not pregnant.
Oh lord.
Okay, like I don't find it amusing in the slightest, really, and this is one of the reasons why. Also, even if she is pregnant now, like I said, she did fake the pregnancy before, right? Like one of the first videos we watched. So,
That doesn't surprise me.
so she is willing to
Oh yeah, that clip that we saw earlier, yeah.
go that low, because money. She's willing.
Yeah, it's all about the money. If she... I don't know. Maybe that would happen. I mean, I wouldn't want that to happen because personally... let's just say I sort of know how it feels to have something similar like that happen to a family member. But I wouldn't wish that upon anyone. But if that were to happen, then it would be too little too late, honestly.
To do pretty much anything for money. I think we've all established that.
I'm pregnant. There has been a video to go out to announce it. Just remember, if I was just telling you guys, that is not how I'd announce it. But I have a job to do. I have people to wind up.
And she's still going to be doing all this nonsense. What are the odds? Wait. I think that was previewed in the video earlier that she was going to basically publicize, or she's going to televise or whatever her pregnancy.
Just because I'm pregnant
or her birth.
I'm not going to forget to rage bait.
And that's her job.
Yeah, here you are, rage baiting me.
Porn.
I mean, I'm not angry right now. I'm not mad. I'm disappointed.
And rage bait.
So just remember when you watch the video, I'm still doing my job.
So basically her point is that, you know, guys, actually I am pregnant, but just know I'm gonna be doing kind of rage bait videos. Perhaps that's what we saw with that guy in the ski mask, real doctor or not. But the interview that she recently gave, I think that revealed something bigger than whether or not she's pregnant.
Oh,
she
no.
explained that she's still filming content.
Can I ask whether pregnancy, though, has changed your attitude to the work that you do?
No. In terms of me
No.
wanting to continue filming, that hasn't stopped or it hasn't slowed me down.
The thing is, something she keeps going back to, well, it's consensual. Everything I'm doing is consensual.
It's always that. That's the excuse that they always use.
Consensual. Yeah, something can be consensual and still be reckless.
Yeah.
It can still be exploitative. It can still have consequences for people who never agreed to any of that. Who cannot.
It's when people try to weaponize free speech, whereas, like, yes, you have free speech, but that doesn't mean you're free from consequences.
Consent, and that's where the child enters a conversation, because what happens when a future child becomes part of the content strategy?
Yep, making it a freaking... Yes, I'm going to yes, my child, I'm going to let you take over the family business of exploiting your body.
Which it of course will for Bonnie, it already is. And a lot of influencers do exploit their relationship.
I mean, there was that one girl who was marketing her, there was that one girl whose OnlyFans was marketed when she was 11, and then it went live as soon as she turned 18, where she had photos of herself literally minutes before the clock struck midnight, and she posted those immediately on her OnlyFans. I don't even remember that girl's name. I just know that that's another example of that.
Their family, their babies, right? Their pregnancy. Think of family vloggers, the mommy vloggers, and all the scandals there.
Yeah, no kidding. Those YouTube channels about the quote-unquote perfect family, only to find out that there's a whole lot of bullshit behind the scenes. I can think of one off the top of my head.
I also think, you know, historically, there were certain experiences people protected from public consumption. People used to keep things like birth, death, pregnancy.
Yeah, all of those things are supposed to be behind closed doors because they're intimate moments. But nowadays, in this day of the internet, all of those are open books that don't really need to be open.
Illness, grief, deeply personal parts of their life were kept private until people realize, well, actually, I can monetize it. It doesn't really matter, you know.
And this is why people have a problem with... and this is why people have a problem with, like, issues surrounding the acronym, as I call it.
No, I can share everything. And the more personal and embarrassing the story, the situation is, the better. And that's a huge problem. And she plans to turn this baby shower, as she goes on to explain, into another sexual publicity stunt.
She said it was going to be a golden shower.
Say not my problem is my focus in life is to a certain degree to be selfish. I want to be happy. I want freedom. I want flexibility. I want orgasms.
Yeah, that's how she frames it. That's why she's an OnlyFans. A miscarriage is. Look it up on Google.
I just want fun. So for the other issues, I say it's not my problem because it's not my job to. My job is to have fun.
Okay, so now though, your job will be being a mother. Like that.
Yeah, she's gotta have to do that, but that's gonna get in the way of her OnlyFans. She's probably gonna have to get someone else to take care of it.
That's a job, okay? And I don't know where the father is. I don't know.
Nope, it was one of the 400 people.
How you located the father from the back.
Do they know who the father is? Did she get all 400 men that she slept with and they did all DNA tests or whatever? I don't even know how that would even work. They probably have to wait until the baby's born.
Thousands of men. He also should step it up because that's his job now, being a father. Otherwise, this kid is...
Yeah, it's a premature death before birth. And that is not the same thing as a stillbirth. That is something different.
Screwed. Something has to change. You can't be going to these events and expect the child to grow up in a loving, stable environment. You know, oh, mommy's gonna film her other 2,000 men.
Oh, Lord. We better not do 2,000.
Stunt. We're going to the schoolies, freshers, whatever they call it. No. Okay, a child absolutely should not be exposed to this.
No, they shouldn't.
So something
Trust me when I say they shouldn't.
has to change, and it doesn't sound like she's willing to change at all. Her job is having fun. That's all.
That's all she wants to do. She doesn't want any real responsibility. It's all play and no work.
Heard it from Bonnie herself. And to be a parent, that can't be your sole mission, right? You can't wake up and think, okay, my only goal today is to have fun. Well, you also have...
No kidding. Yeah. I have not had any men, at least not at this point in time.
Have to take care of a baby. And the baby is not all fun and games.
It's not. Trust me. I've had to help my parents take care of many of my younger siblings.
Games, right? Like you actually.
So I know the kind of work that it takes to help take care of a baby.
You have to clean the baby and feed the baby and the baby.
Yes, I've done all of that. I've done plenty of babysitting for my family. All of my little sisters, I've helped take care of them ever since they were babies, so I know how hard of work that it can be.
And all of that. And as the child grows into a toddler, preteen, and a teen, and an adult, you should have to be there for that child and young adult and adult in every stage of their lives.
Yeah, my parents will always be there for me and my siblings, no matter what.
How are you going to do that if you're only focused on having fun? You know, like you have to be responsible to be a parent. If that's something you choose, okay, you have to be willing to become all of those things. If someone is so
You've been babysitting your parents. Oh no.
And so narcissistic and all they focus on is having fun, you should not become a parent. You should.
Yeah, but in that case, yeah, sign the. I know we talk about CPS and shit. I don't know what they have in Brit, if they have something equivalent, but I'm just saying.
Should not. Definitely understand that a child cannot consent to becoming content. And the internet never forgets. If something's up on the internet, it's up there forever.
True.
Imagine being 14 years old.
And I am expecting that to happen.
And every single classmate can Google your conception story.
Yeah.
Your mother's pregnancy content. Millions of comments discussing your existence before you were even born. That's gonna follow that child forever. So
they'll never be able to escape it unless the internet just suddenly gives way.
Already, it's not looking good. And if you watch this interview in full, which I did, you will notice how often Bonnie responds to criticism with some version of "not my problem." When
of course, it's one of those things.
asked about underage viewers watching her content, it's not down to her. When asked about broader...
Oh, it's one. Yeah, it's like it's the opposite of when parents don't want to take responsibility for their kids watching South Park, and so they just want South Park to be taken off the air. It's pretty much the... I don't know if you would say it's the inverse of that or the opposite of that.
Social consequences. She essentially said the same thing. It's not my problem. Why should I care? I'm here to have fun. She says herself, she wants to be selfish. You cannot
Yep, straight from the horse's mouth.
be selfish and a parent. I mean, you could. Like,
You could be a selfish parent.
technically speaking, a bunch of parents are like that. But you should not. If you are a selfish person, you cannot care for someone other than yourself.
Yeah.
Do not become a parent. And for Bonnie, you cannot build a massive platform, attract millions of viewers, deliberately target controversy, profit from this outrage, do these extreme stunts, and then suddenly become a private citizen whenever questions about responsibilities arise, right? That's just not my problem anymore. No, that's not how it works. Her answer to those responsibilities, oh, they belong to everyone else except her. It's
Oh, so she's a communist. It's everyone's baby. It's not her baby, it's everyone's baby, and so she's just gonna pawn it off to everyone else.
up to the parents, it's up to the schools, it's up to the platforms, society, anyone, anything except
Blame it. That's the thing. You're always hiding away, blaming everything on someone else. You became rose quartz to deceive your pathetic friends. And now you've improved upon that because you're even deceiving yourself.
the person benefiting from the attention.
Did I hear right that you have a stunt planned for June?
Yes, I have.
And yes.
Have a baby shower on Saturday, next Saturday, and
How far is the pregnancy even gone along? Isn't this the plot of the Truman Show that wasn't supposed to stay in fiction? Wait.
I'm inviting.
Wait, what? There's no way that this was that this was ever a Truman Show episode.
Inviting the public to turn my baby shower into a golden shower.
Frickin' Granddad wishes someone would give him a golden shower, and maybe Santa Claus can give him a golden shower for Christmas. I mean, what's wrong with giving a golden shower? I like gold and I like showers. Open the window. I was about to make an R. Kelly joke, but I'd rather not.
You see, now I'm uncomfortable. I haven't been uncomfortable at all in our conversation.
I
Really? I've been uncomfortable this whole time.
if you listen to everything else she said, she may not be outright saying, oh, you know, I don't care about anything I'm doing. I don't care about how this affects other people. Targeting barely legal teen boys and girls. She doesn't outright say it, but it's there. This is who Bonnie is. So I'm surprised.
Yep, she's gonna get peed on for her baby shower.
That the interviewer was not already uncomfortable, but this certainly adds another layer to it. To sexualize a baby shower,
I'm pretty sure there was this one lady who got into a lot of trouble for sexualizing her breastfeeding. She was putting oil on her breasts and even on the baby, and then people would goon to it, and she ended up getting arrested for that. I wonder if that's what's gonna happen here. She's gonna sexualize her childbirth.
it's a new low.
This is your baby. This is your child.
Yeah, again, my body, this is what I'm choosing.
And of course, it's always masquerading as feminism. It's always my body, my rules. But what about the baby's body and the baby's rules? I'm just saying.
Another body as well.
I was just gonna say, and I'm glad that she said that.
Yeah, that other lady's making more sense.
It's not just your body now. There are two bodies involved.
Because I'm pregnant, pregnancy is a big dish for a lot of people. And yeah, who knows, I might only be pregnant once, so I'm going to make the most of it.
What kind of life is this child gonna have?
I don't know. I fear for it.
If God gave me that mother, I'd throw up every day.
She's recognizing that there is a fetish for pregnancy.
Yeah. So we definitely need to do what they did to the Twin Cities. Yeah, it's this kind of stuff that got the cities destroyed. At least the way that I see it.
She's pregnant. She is currently planning a sexual event focusing
The baby doesn't, yeah, until it votes blue. Otherwise, it's got, you know what? No one gets any rights. America.
on the baby shower. She even said, I have no plans on stopping. She's involving the unborn baby. She is monetizing that.
Yeah, some people could say that that's borderline child loving.
She's saying, look, a lot of men are actually into the fact that I am with child, and this is gonna be part of my content now. No one
So one of those people that are, I guess, attracted to single mothers.
else finds
Slightly used merchandise, as Boomhauer would say, except she's very, very much used merchandise.
Is that insane? Like disturbing on a whole nother level? You're allowed to think no.
Yeah, they had alcohol or... oh, Lord. Yeah. Mothers who smoked and drank while pregnant are better. Probably.
No, that's actually just a clump of cells. I don't know how far along she is at this point.
It's probably still a zygote. I don't think it's child-loving quite yet.
Even if you think, okay, it's just a clump of cells, this child will be born to what kind of mother and what kind of father? And this is not a surprise because she's been doing this the entire time.
I've been pregnant for 12 weeks. So to celebrate, I'm going to take 12 inches from every single one of the men behind me.
Oh my god.
These two boys are about to take me to Paris. Yes, I'm pregnant, but hopefully I can give my baby a twin.
And
No. I don't... I don't actually know how that works. Having sex while pregnant, isn't that bad for the baby? I honestly don't know.
Potentially.
I might have known at some point, but I've since forgotten.
According to Bonnie, even the birth will be something she will monetize.
In just 8 months' time, I am so excited to do the world's biggest live stream of a birth.
All I can say is poor kid. This is incredibly disturbing. I really didn't think it could get worse because I...
And people are gonna... And exactly how is this going to... There's no way that she's going to do this on her OnlyFans, right?
Thought, okay, every time she says she's pregnant, she's lying. I think she's actually pregnant this time. And I don't know what her plan is. Well, she says she won't change a thing.
She's gonna have a golden shower.
If that's actually the case, I really do think she's a psychopath, like genuinely. And I hope for a miracle that this kid will end up okay. You guys let me know what you think. Make sure to comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If something else comes up, some new...
Okay, oh look. Is this the end of Hamas Piker? Because he got indicted... Or no, he got subpoenaed by the US and he wants to make believe that he was giving humanitarian aid even though he was just throwing wads of cash at random Cubans. But yeah, that's the continuation of the ever-evolving Bonnie Blue situation. I guess we'll figure out what happens in 8 months. Which I will probably forget about it. At least until it comes back up. Okay, then. Alright, that's it for that. I may or may not... I know I said that this is going to be the last... Actually, no, this will be... I gotta get up early for Yu-Gi-Oh! Locals, so... Okay, despite that one... I know I mentioned in another stream that I wanted to have these react streams have a theme, but I wasn't expecting it to be birth-related, honestly. I guess that's gonna be the theme for this stream. I originally wanted it to just be miscellaneous stuff, but it ended up having a theme anyway. No, the last theme was weather and tornado. The last theme was tornadoes. This one was birth. I wonder what the next theme is going to be. But thank you all for watching. Apologies for that OBS hiccup earlier. But I'll thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys on Monday.